So I was just sitting here thinking about if people are wondering what my end goal here is. So, one of the reasons why I was awoken by my Father, God, was because the president, the prophet of the LDS Church, was going to be passing away. Now, my father informed me that I was the new prophet because of the new world coming, that people needed to get out of the perpetual cycle of just working, going to church, and all this money being put in all these temples while there were people out in the world that need help. Okay? Now, when my father told me, sent the elders to me for me to become the high priestess of the LDS Church, when I first started going to church, I informed them who I was. I informed them what my intention was. Okay? Now, for some of you that do not know, there are 12 men that stand in line with a prophet. Okay? And the way they look at it is, if this prophet, president, passes away and dies, then the accession continues down the line. That is not the way this goes. This is not the way it's supposed to happen. Okay? Now, because it is a new world and things are changing, the purpose of it was for me, the divine high priestess, to stand as the prophet, to start guiding people into accession. Start guiding them into awakening. Start guiding them into meditation and guiding them into lighting their chakras and their kundalini and starting talking to God on their own, not through a priest. Okay? The whole point of this is people to be able to talk to God themselves, not through another person. You know, this whole idea of, I'm going to go to church and I'm going to talk to God through a preacher. I'm going to talk to God through a priest. I'm going to talk to God through this. No. It's not supposed to be like that anymore. Okay? The whole point is for people to learn how to do it yourself. And I was supposed to be the catalyst for that. Now, my end goal here is, and I need people to back me. I've got my tarot card readers. I've got my receipts. I've got my proof. I combined myself into the collective for a reason. I combined myself with the collective to start waking people up, getting them to learn. And as I was growing and I was doing my shadow work and as I was becoming who I am, I was evolving everybody that was reading tarot card readers and evolving and growing. Okay? Now, as I've said before, there are 383 temples. And each one of those temples costs millions of dollars. While there are hungry men, women, and children out here in the world, all over the world. Why are they spending so much money on these buildings that sit there completely empty? I'm talking empty. And these buildings, they are huge. Huge. I'm talking like, I don't even know. And they sit there empty. This is not okay. Okay? The new movement is people becoming enlightened and people growing and learning how to speak to God themselves and follow the path that God that God has assigned for them, the job that God has assigned for them. Okay? And I don't know if all you other people out there know too, but the LDS Church will look up people's names. Okay? Look up people's names, and they're not allowed to do it unless they're over 100 years old. But they are looking up your ancestor. Everybody's ancestors, and if they are over 100 years old, they are baptizing your family member and putting their souls into the LDS Church without your permission. You know that? Yeah, I'm talking you. Your great-grandfather is linked and tied spiritually to the LDS Church without your permission. Did you know that? This is not okay. It's not okay for the LDS Church to be collecting souls. Okay? It needs to come to an end, and it will be coming to an end. So, the world is changing. And we need to start changing with the world. Because this whole collecting souls for yourself without people's permission is not okay. It's not okay. And as soon as people find out what you guys have been doing, there's going to be a lot of people out the world that are not going to be okay with their soul tied to the LDS Church, that are just accumulating wealth of money and people's souls. Yeah. So come on, people. Let's all gather together. Let's all get together and let's fight this fight that we need to be fighting, right? I can't do this on my own. I mean, I can do it on my own, and I've been doing it on my own. But now I need all of us to be coming together, and fighting this and doing whatever we can to possibly change this world from men putting themselves on a seat of power and greed that God has not put them on. God has not assigned these men power. He has not assigned them authority over souls and people's lives. And he has sent me here to stop this. All right? This is the divine high priestess coming to all of you. It's time for change. And as you all know, you know who you are. You are so spiritually protected, you have no idea. Because if you are behind me, you are way more protected than you possibly can imagine. All right? Love y'all. Bye.